Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, March 20th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 669 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. We can do to the Senate what Brits did to the House of Lords. Father accused of dropping child in San Diego Zoo's elephant habitat. Biden wants to send migrants to the northern U.S. border amid effort to wrangle those arriving at the southern border. Derek Chauvin's attorney says the murder trial is not about race. His own line of questioning suggests otherwise. Coral Reef High teacher charged with having romantic relationship with student, cops say. Fort Bliss soldier killed by stepson after assaulting the teen's mom, Texas police say. Long dormant volcano comes to life in southwestern Iceland. Professor who's predicted presidential winners since '80s says Trump won't be a candidate in 2024. He's probably right. Opinion. We now know the names of all 8 people killed in the Atlanta area spa shootings. Here's who they are. Proposed U.S. submarine hunting plane prompts hand-wringing in Germany. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Ohio State's E.J. Liddell responds to disgruntled fans after NCAA tournament loss, ESPN. Where Europe went wrong in its vaccine rollout, and why, the New York Times. Teachers' unions are cautious about the new CDC guidelines on social distancing in schools, CNN. Europe's vaccine rollout needs AstraZeneca, but public confidence is dented, CNN. 2021 March Madness Bracket, only one perfect entry remains after first day in CBS Sports Bracket Challenge, CBS Sports. Extraordinary diplomatic clash signals tough times ahead for the U.S. and China, CNN. An all-hands moment, GOP rallies behind voting limits, Associated Press. Alan Dershowitz, not moving Derek Chauvin trial out of Minneapolis serious constitutional mistake, Fox News. Musk says Tesla would be shut down if its cars spied in China, elsewhere, Reuters. Jury tells Apple to pay $308.5 million for patent infringement, Reuters. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Exasperated on Lemon has a damning question for Republicans. George Takei recalls chilling impact Trump's racist slurs had on Asian Americans. CNN's Amara Walker chokes up over Biden's rebuke of anti-Asian racism. Fauci warns why current phase of pandemic is not a good place to be. Donald Trump Jr., slammed for sharing violent meme attacking Joe Biden. Icelandic volcano dormant for 6,000 years blows near Reykjavik. Senator Dianne Feinstein open to filibuster reform. GOP congressman accused of sexual misconduct. Wife of Pittsburgh FBI task force member charged in Capitol riot. Update, NCAA apologizes to women's basketball teams for weight room inequities. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Arkansas welders lost jobs to pipeline project. Chesapeake blue crab spotted along Ireland shore. Soldiers' letters make final journey home. Claire, the elephant at Omaha Zoo, is pregnant. Woman gains national attention for returning book. Man accused of trying to break into school gun. Father trying to find peace with death of his son. Priest, 2 women accused of obscenity charged. Third grader dies in crash involving school bus. $5,000 reward for information in deadly horse shooting. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. NCAA Tournament Live, Oral Roberts upsets Ohio State. Man says he lived in Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium for years. Canadian snowbirds find refuge in their mythical Miami. Auctions of cars, watches and furniture heat up. Mixed virus data has some experts questioning pace of New York City reopening. Biden clashes with China and Russia in first 60 days. There is no rung on the ladder that protects you from hate. How the pandemic changed your politics. Iceland volcano erupts after weeks of earthquakes. Where Europe went wrong in its vaccine rollout, and why. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Selling Sunset star Amanda Smith ready to talk about her ex in upcoming season. Newt Gingrich, why the Republican future looks bright to me, and Pelosi is already afraid of 2022. Strong quake shakes Japan, tsunami advisory issued. Federal probe into nursing home COVID-19 death cover-up circles closer to Cuomo. California racetrack suing animal rights activists for disrupting horse racing, report. How to prevent fruit flies from infesting your kitchen. Six Flags over Texas gunfire reported, prompting investigation, one person detained, report. Massachusetts woman last seen walking her dog prompts police search, car found in New Hampshire. CNN, MSNBC erupted over Trump's ramp walk, but virtually ignore Biden's staircase stumble. Illegal immigrant from Mexico wanted for raping two young girls is killed by Texas cop, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, March 20th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Massive military drone washes ashore on Florida beach. Jerry Palm of CBS Sports, defending perimeter key for CU Buffaloes against Georgetown. Third stimulus check, additional benefits in the economic relief package. Saria Freeman on athletes in limited volleyball, this is my wildest dream coming to fruition. March Madness, will worker productivity suffer during NCAA tournament? Mobile myths, can charging your phone overnight harm battery health? March Madness, Boston College head coach Earl Grant breaks down unique nature of 2021 NCAA tournament. Loyola back in NCAA tourney for first time since 2018, but being back in is not enough. Eleni focused on winning as they prepare to take on Drexel in NCAA tournament. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. People with low vitamin D levels are 7% more at risk of catching coronavirus. Westminster school hit by rape culture claims as former pupils compile dossier of sex allegations. 3 dead in suspected murder-suicide in Northern Ireland. Britain's face settled weekend with highs of 60 as winter ends with equinox. Dozens of MPs write to Priti Patel demanding protests should be allowed during COVID crisis. MPs write to Tim Davey demanding presenters Naga Munchetty and Charlie State are reprimanded. Tsunami warning issued after massive 7.2 magnitude earthquake strikes off the coast of Japan. Lonely Planet travel guides accused of downplaying the harassment women travelers suffer from men. GMB buses hold crisis meeting over Patsy Palmer interview after star stormed off. Queen names her new corgi puppies Fergus and Mook after her uncle in Balmoral. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. UN official, Myanmar people want UN sanctions, peacekeepers. Police, Pakistani journalist shot dead while getting haircut. India, US to expand military engagement, defense ties. Afghan president appoints 2 ministers, angers ruling partner. As vaccinations lag, Italy's elderly again pay a price. Netanyahu turns to extremist party that calls for expelling Arabs from Israel. The Biden administration gets a taste of China's wolf warrior diplomacy. Biden's window with Iran is starting to close. Vaccine studies are expanding. That's good news for children, pregnant women and those over 65. French court rules that sex with 13-year-old girl cannot be tried as rape. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Pollution takes center stage for Louisiana congressional hopefuls. People are champing at the bit. California is reopening, but how fast is too fast? Orlando Bloom, the closest I've come to death, I fell from a 4th-floor window. White people, black authors are not your medicine. Y.A. Gyasi. I love award ceremonies, but losing on Zoom is another story. Hadley Freeman. It's time for people to hear us. Georgia's Asian Americans vow to stand up against hate. What is it about New York governors? Cuomo is latest in streak of scandals. Lothar Matthes at 60, remembering his 10 best goals for Inter. Reinterpreting the nude, the photography of Mona Kuhn. Until the law catches up, all we have is our stories, my year-long fight to hold my attacker to account. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Mass vaccine event in Missouri to give 8,000 shots in 2 days. Report says aides to Governor Cuomo sought to discredit one of his accusers. Live, ABC News Live. Mexico, 2.7 million U.S. vaccine doses to arrive next week. Montana lawmakers revisit dress code some call sexist. Michigan restaurant owner defying virus orders is arrested. Republican U.S. Rep Tom Reed accused of sexual misconduct. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. French drugs haul with strawberry Haribo. COVID, Germany warns of exponential rise in coronavirus cases. Thousands of mice plague Australian town. Finland ranked happiest country in the world, again. Michael Spavor, Canadian spy trial in China ends without verdict. Young Goldman Sachs bankers ask for 80-hour week cap. Atlanta spa shootings, who are the victims? Myanmar protests, BBC journalist Ong Thura detained. Greek bull figurine unearthed after heavy downpour. Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania's new president. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Feds, charities adjust to rising migrant numbers. Hyung Young Grant, killed in Atlanta shootings, was a loving single mom who lived for her sons. Garment workers in Myanmar fight for democracy. Blinken, US-China talks difficult but candid. Arizona governor, GOP lawmaker assail U.S. border policy. Surveillance video shows Goss spa shooting suspect. Ex-roommate says Atlanta suspect feared self-harm. Xiao Tan dreamed of traveling the world and celebrating her 50th birthday with her daughter, then the Atlanta shitter ended her life. Weather Channel will stop using racially insensitive term Dixie Alley for tornado-prone region of the South. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. How activists are mobilizing on Instagram to fight anti-Asian racism after Atlanta. California doctor remixes My Shot from Hamilton in video to promote COVID-19 vaccine. Off-road vehicles to be banned at Oceano Dunes within 3 years. Long Beach police officer charged with possessing, distributing child pornography. California still trails many states in COVID-19 vaccinations. When will the change? The effort to recall Governor Newsom hit big milestones this week. What you need to know. What secret files on police officers tell us about law enforcement misconduct? Accomplices in 2 high-profile killings freed under new murder rules. CDC eases school COVID guidance, allowing desks to be closer. COVID and the line cook, job lost, savings emptied, love found. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Dead Sea Scrolls discoveries are first ancient Bible text to be found in 60 years. Finland ranked happiest country in the world again. AstraZeneca, German team discovers thrombosis trigger. WhatsApp and Instagram servers are down for many users around the world. Once called crazy, Indonesian eco-warrior turns arid hills green. As Brazil faces its worst period of COVID deaths and cases, President Bolsonaro alleges a political war against him and casts doubt on COVID-19 deaths. Top NATO scientists with security clearance busted spying for China. Germany's Greens vow to scrap Russian gas pipeline after election. All Welsh pupils to be taught about racism and contributions of Black, Asian and minority ethnic communities. Under changes to curriculum, teaching of BAME histories will be mandatory, with government saying this would help youngsters grow into ethical and informed citizens. Thousands of Australian women march over parliament rape allegations. Thousands of Indonesian seaweed farmers have won a long-running case in the federal court and stand to gain substantial compensation over Australia's worst offshore oil spill, which destroyed their crops in 2009. Ghana will no longer sell cocoa to Switzerland. Pakistan Army Chief says it is time to bury the past with India. Fleeing Myanmar policemen defy army order to kill protesters. Putin challenges Biden to live public debate without any delays and directly. The next headlines are from Forbes. The best new movies to stream on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, HBO and Peacock this weekend. Current Cuomo staffer accuses governor of sexual harassment. Forbes All-Star Book Club, Lindsey Vonn reviews Homegoing. New poll suggests majority of New Yorkers say Governor Cuomo should resign. The Senate is flirting with filibuster overhaul, here's why you should care. Evaluating what the New York Jets have done in free agency and what potential moves are left. FDA, did this alkaline water brand cause 5 cases of liver failure? Over $1 million raised in GoFundMe for Atlanta shooting victim's family in 16 hours. I'm making this right, how Tia Mowry is helping Black women take wellness into their own hands. U.S. safety regulators have 23 pending probes of Tesla crashes. The next headlines are from Nature.com. COVID research updates, older people are at higher risk of getting COVID twice. The latest on Biden's science team, former senator to lead NASA. Rare COVID reactions might hold key to variant-proof vaccines. Pandemic whistleblower, we need a non-political way to track viruses. Genomics data, the broken promises to indigenous people. Vaccination certificates could entrench inequality. Pool patents to get COVID vaccines and drugs to all. Coronapod, why COVID antibody treatments may not be the answer. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,693,192,127 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Megan Thee Stallion's label head talks about her and Indies' big Grammy night. Giannis Antetokounmpo movie for Disney Plus finds its lead, adds Yeti Bataki and Deo Akinyi exclusive. Jake Gyllenhaal to play war hero in Combat Control, MGM nears deal for Sam Hargrave-directed film. Warner Media Latin America taps former Globo executive Monica Albuquerque. Roku acquires This Old House business, including 1,500 episode library. Riverdale star Charles Melton on anti-Asian hate crimes, I fail to defend my heritage in fear of retribution, guest column. Inside COVID-safe movie theaters, sanitization foggers, plexiglass and new popcorn rules. New movies to watch this week, Zack Snyder's Justice League and City of Lies. Lana Del Rey's Chemtrails Over the Country Club is solid but languid, even by Lana standards, album review. Sharon Stone says producers pressured her to have sex with her male co-stars. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. COVID-19 outbreak forces Idaho legislature to close its doors for weeks. Purdue Pharma conducted massive probe of the Sacklers, but the findings are secret. 4 Proud Boys charged with conspiracy over January 6 Capitol riot. White House tries to snuff out report on staffers who were let go for pot use. Groceries and rent money, why support for COVID isolation is more important than ever. Behind the scenes of pandemic governing, Colorado's polis on tests of leadership. Judge in Chauvin trial denies request to move trial out of Minneapolis. Why Sky Silk came out of nowhere to save Parler after Capitol riot. Not enough vaccine doses in Europe to stop a third wave, German health minister says. CDC says schools can now space students 3 feet apart, rather than 6. The following headlines are from The Week. Biden meets with Asian American leaders in Atlanta after shooting. Both Fox News and Russian state media are trying to get Biden to debate Putin. The week's best photojournalism. The Daily Gossip, Justin Bieber's new album samples MLK, the Oscars are refusing to allow nominees to attend on Zoom, and more. The Week contest, Love Vax. 100 million doses and several grains of salt. Houston Texans QB Deshaun Watson accused of sexual misconduct in 7 lawsuits, with more likely to come. FBI reportedly probes whether Cuomo aides provided Department of Justice with false nursing home data. Texas GOP chair advises Rep. Chip Roy to engage the brain before firing the mouth. CDC cuts distance guidelines for students from 6 feet to 3. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Allegedly this week, GOP launches election crackdown. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. The solar farm in my new Pennsylvania backyard. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Perseverance has started driving on Mars. There could be magnetic monopoles trapped in the Earth's magnetosphere. Oumuamua isn't an alien probe, because aliens can learn everything they need about us with telescopes. Oumuamua is probably very similar to Pluto, just from another star system. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, March 20th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. China and Russia will be building a moon base together. 2001 FO32, big asteroid sweeps closest this weekend. All you need to know, March equinox 2021. Equal day and night on the equinox. Fastest sunsets happen near the equinoxes. Can you spot the spring triangle? China's largest dust storm in a decade hits Beijing. Does the equinox sun rise to east and set to west? The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Biden's first 100 days. The graybeards running the world's climate talks. Trump's Mar-a-Lago partially closed due to COVID outbreak. Current staffer publicly accuses Cuomo of sexual harassment. Trudeau confident 2 detained Canadians will be discussed in U.S.-China talks. Federal judge pens dissent slamming decades-old press protections. In the dark of night, Trump's interior chief snuck Murkowski an 11th-hour win. Rep. Tom Reed, who is eyeing a Cuomo challenge, accused of sexual misconduct on 2017 trip. Proud Boys leaders facing new conspiracy charges related to January 6 Capitol riot. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Cuomo faces fresh sex harassment claim from current staffer. Candidate to seek bloodless transition in return to state politics. Quick sales, $69 tokens, what it takes to get into the digital art world. The forecast is not good, golden slipper, autumn carnival postponed. Tiffany jewelry designer, model Elsa Peretti dead at age 80. Victoria records 22 days in a row with no new local cases. How football's most laconic captain fronts a club needing leadership. Liberals pass on Baden, eye off bigger race for Victoria's votes. Flooding on mid-north coast exceeds previous records as warnings issued across NSW. NSW rain hive updates, says issues evacuation orders for mid-north coast as state lashed by extreme weather. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Capitol Report, hate can have no safe harbor in America, Biden says as he meets Asian Americans in Atlanta after shootings. Personal Finance Daily, new CDC guidelines could mean more kids in classrooms and COVID-19 long haulers face financial uncertainty. Tax Watch, attention, here's one important tax deadline that has not been delayed. Tax Watch, there's hope for people who missed a valuable tax break on unemployment benefits. The Moneyist, my mother is recovering from alcoholism, my narcissistic sisters took over her life and drained her bank account, what can I do? The Moneyist, they lease cars they cannot afford, our best friends share our pandemic pod, but they're reckless spenders, should we speak up? The Moneyist, my husband told me that my $1,400 stimulus check will be spent on aluminum siding on our home, how can I reclaim what's mine? The Moneyist, my wife and I have 3 kids, I also have 3 kids from a previous marriage, how should we split our house among these 6 children? New CDC school guidelines could mean more kids in classrooms, and more financial stability for parents. Newswatch, investors poured record $56.8 billion into stock market funds as stimulus checks arrived. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Women who changed automotive history, KMJ now. Chinese invention patent app filings drop 70% in January 2021, the National Law Review. Digimarc Corporation, DMRC, soars 2.03% on March 19. Equities.com. Skilled in the Art, a pre-game discussion on AIS as inventors plus Gibson Dunn gets an assist from Judge Davis plus not even a COVID-based mistrial can stop this Hogan team, Law.com. Salesforce, USPTO issues new patents for Salesforce's Veto Cell technology, MarketScreener.com. Routine optimization, result effective variables and obviousness of patent claims New York Law Journal, Law.com. USPTO issues new patents for cell sources veto cell technology, PR Newswire. Steve Canavan, bright sparks invention still lighting up our lives, Blackpool Gazette. Why we need to stop relying on patents to measure innovation, Pro Market. The next headlines are from Quartz. NFTs for fashion are inevitable. How to manage burnout. The UK figured out how to design safer streets for women in the 1980s, and abandoned the effort. China is refining more oil than the US for the first time. Asians are more likely to have public-facing businesses in the US than any other racial group. LeBron James is the only thing stopping himself from owning an NBA franchise. Volkswagen is trouncing Tesla in the stock market this year. China's crackdown on Jack Ma has come to Hong Kong's paper of record. How much more energy will the US need to electrify everything? AstraZeneca back in the game, US India Defense, Audio IKEA catalog. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Conspiratorial attacks on telecom infrastructure keep getting dumber and more dangerous. House Republicans want to flip Section 230 on its head, bring back distributor liability. China warns Microsoft that LinkedIn isn't suppressing enough voices. Daily Deal, the complete Become a UI/UX designer bundle. AT&T whines that California net neutrality rules are forcing it to behave. Cricket hastily walks back plan to charge cutting machine owners $10 a month to fully use their purchases. Modder solves GTA Online loading time problem, gets paid by Rockstar for it. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Texas Tech basketball. Oral Roberts. CBS. College basketball. Leah Pruitt. Spring Equinox 2021. Addison Rae. Lonzo Ball. Virginia Tech basketball. Is Instagram down? The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. I'm shocked every time. Chelsea owner Abramovich blasts evil antisemitism and racism, lauds huge potential of women's football. European leaders attempt to restore faith in AstraZeneca COVID vaccine by getting or promising to get jabs after blood clot fears. Taliban threatens with reaction if US does not pull out troops by May deadline. Chicken Joe trends on Twitter after Biden avoids debate with Putin following killer accusation. Biden falls 3 times as he climbs Air Force One stairs, sends critics and supporters into frenzy, videos. You're all tripping. NBA great Stephen Curry slams basketball bosses and gender equality row over women's weights room, video. Facebook Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp experience massive outages around globe, reports. Law is a mess. UK Parliament committee blasts government over failure to protect right to protest after Sarah Everard vigil outrage. Russian Olympic Committee chief in cell with no change of clothes as he warns arrest could damage Tokyo Olympics performances. Turkish leader Erdogan slams NATO ally Biden for calling Putin a killer, says US president's remarks were truly unacceptable. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Buchanan, do we not have enough enemies? Bill Gates does Reddit AMA, dodges questions about meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. More COVID suicides than COVID deaths in kids. Girl of the Week, current aide accuses Cuomo of ogling her body, gazing down her shirt. Biden proudest theatrical Alaska summit ends in no breakthroughs with China. The domino effect, how all 4 cases in the death of George Floyd could collapse with a Chauvin acquittal. White House shrugs off debate challenge, Biden will meet Putin when time is right. America's worst drug crisis ever is causing the streets of many cities to look like zombie apocalypse has arrived. Stimmy hangover, stock sink as Fed flubs, bond bull market ends. Daily briefing, a potential false dawn, banks, oil, tech, and supplementary leverage ratios. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. 4 Proud Boys leaders charged in relation to Capitol riot. Qatar's landmark minimum wage comes into force. WHO renews support for AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. From Basel to Beepler, how will the art world fare post-pandemic? US, China wrap up candid first talks despite tense opening. Syrian refugees plied in Lebanon 10 years after the uprising. G7 agrees to back IMF reserve boost to help poorer nations. Seizing the moment to revive an historically black college. Can China and the US mend strained diplomatic ties? US presses Somalia to hold elections immediately. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Conservatives react to Biden stumbling on Air Force One steps. Where is the health analysis? Among vaccine woes, Europe goes into lockdown, again. Spock says it was very windy when Joe Biden fell on Air Force One stairs. Video, fight breaks out at Florida airport after passengers allegedly refuse to wear masks. Report, FBI probing whether Andrew Cuomo's staff provided false nursing home data. Twitter restricts Ohio Senate candidate Josh Mondale's account over hateful conduct. Twitter blacklists threat Marjorie Taylor Greene in error. Marionette Miller Meeks releases letter of Pelosi congratulating her election. Joe Biden did not even require any medical attention after falling on stairs. Americans ignore CDC guidelines to check into hotels and fly on airplanes. The next headlines are from UPI News. Doing a good deed for mom leads Kansas couple to lottery jackpot. Watch, 24-year-old photos found in antique camera return to family. Watch, Montana girl, 17, earns a doctorate in business administration. Watch, Kansas man ordered to remove giant Chiefs mural from side of home. Scottish island for sale with opening bid of $111,700. Watch, drone video records Illinois bridge implosion. Look, cherry grown in Italy dubbed the world's heaviest by Guinness. Watch, goat that led police on chase through Las Vegas adopted. Watch, 7th grader breaks world record for free throws in 1 minute. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Mother of NHL hockey star donates kidney to ice rink manager who kept her kids out of trouble. Anyone in these states can get a COVID-19 vaccine, thanks to several native tribes. Baboon, bear, or bison, find out which animal personality best matches yours in a free fun quiz. Nothing restores a river or local economy like removing a dam. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, March 20th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Victoria University of Wellington accidentally nukes files on all desktop PCs. Oklahoma Sasquatch Quest, a $2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot. Kurt Schilling says he's leaving Boston after 14 years to find people that are nice. Mission to clean up space junk with magnets set for launch. Spain passes law allowing euthanasia. 42 may really be the meaning of everything. TikTok vet tells social media users to stop giving dogs chicken with hot sauce. Tussauds Waxworks in San Antonio removes Trump figure because people keep punching it. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Digital vaccine passports could deny people services due to algorithmic decisions, experts warn. Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger are down. Update, they are back. Watch Toyota's souped-up electric radical destroy the Nürburgring. How will drunk driving laws adapt to self-driving cars? Build your own Android apps with this packed publishing ebooks and video training package. Audio heads, you need a pair of open-back, plain or magnetic headphones. Xiaomi Mi 11, come for the specs, stay for the design. 3.7 billion-year-old rocks from Greenland may hold secrets of life on Earth. My team experimented with no-screen mornings, it worked wonders. U.S. automotive safety body is investigating 27 Tesla crashes, and about time too. The following headlines are from Science Daily. COVID-19 transmission rare in schools with masking, distancing, contact tracing, study finds. Stroke risk higher than expected among COVID-19 patients. How do humpback whales rest? Substantially higher burden of COVID-19 compared to flu, new research shows. The next headlines are from Information Week. Common AI ethics mistakes companies are making. In process optimization, look beyond the accent stopwatch. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, March 20th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA statement on nomination of Bill Nelson for agency administrator. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Bayou gets a rematch of last year's Maui Invitational in NCAA tournament opener versus UCLA. Utah teens and allies march to the Capitol to show concern about global climate change. Even when Utah lifts mandate, you'll still need a mask to shop at grocery stores. Utah reports 447 new COVID-19 cases, 17 more deaths as doctor warns against letting your guard down. Based in part on data from Utah's crowded classrooms, CDC says desks can be closer than 6 feet during pandemic. Turnovers doom Utah State in 65-53 NCAA tourney loss to Texas Tech. NCAA apologizes to women's teams for weight room inequities. Utah County Clerk Amelia Powers Gardner jumps into race for vacant commission seat. The weekly run, a very bad loss, a fanbase diminishing patience, and a coach's reaction. Kurd Wasatch Fault may be even more destructive and deadly than previously thought. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Police warn students to avoid C-Hub. AT&T lies about California net neutrality law, claiming it bans free data. Facebook is building an Instagram for kids under the age of 13. Why grandmasters are playing the worst move in chess. Variant from the UK likely accounts for up to 30% of COVID infections in US, Fauci says. Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger are down for many. Amazon will spend $1 billion per year on NFL's Thursday Night Football. Twitter asks, when should we cut off rule-breaking world leaders? India asks court to block WhatsApp's policy update, says new change violates laws. Microsoft unveils new vaccine tools to address earlier failures. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Here's how to track your Missouri tax refund. Alton, Illinois woman accused of stealing daughter's disability benefits. President Biden doing fine after stumbling while boarding Air Force One, White House says. Mizzou NCAA tourney play starts Saturday, peak inside stadium. Man shoots St. Peter's burglar threatening a woman with a gun. How to see the Easter Bunny at Mid-Rivers Mall. More public Illinois universities added to the state's one application system. Woman walking on Illinois 13 identified after fatal St. Clair County crash. More Illinois essential workers eligible for COVID vaccine soon. Missouri extends state income tax filing deadline to May 17th. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Royal Caribbean will restart cruises in June, require vaccines for adults. Cheerleaders allowed at California school games again. Bidding once again open for city utilities provider. Man arrested on suspicion of deadly shooting near South Bay High School. Tax refunds delays, here are some of the reasons it may be happening. Small quake shakes local mountains. Judge says order blocking some school reopening rules applies statewide. Scientists behind coronavirus shot says cancer vaccines could be available in a couple of years. Injured man airlifted from local hiking trail. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Opinion: The Courier is Benedict Cumberbatch's second best Cold War spy movie. Granny Cam's bill disappoints senior advocates. Tommy Robinson given stalking ban after threats to journalist. The Courier captures Benedict Cumberbatch in a spy story that feels like a rom-com. EDL founder Tommy Robinson handed journalist stalking ban. The Courier Review. The Courier Review, Cold War spy drama has a great cast but lacks tension. China restricting Tesla use uncovers a significant challenge for Elon Musk, expert. The Courier is a spy thriller elevated by great performances. China military bans Tesla car sighting camera, censor spy concerns. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German Armed Forces Search and Rescue Service received 7th H-145 helicopter. U.S. Army begins testing key component of its newest self-propelled howitzer. Latest version of Germany's Puma combat vehicle just hit a major milestone. A drone successfully tests fully autonomous drone system. U.S. Army shows first element of its future hypersonic weapon system. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China curtailed loans to Latin America in 2020, will the U.S. swoop in? Center Stage reconstructs the life and enigma of a legendary actress. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Newsom, California vaccine eligibly to be open to all soon. Mobile COVID vaccination site coming to Tenderloin soon. Oregon player calls out difference in weight rooms for NCAA women, men in viral tweet. Suspect wanted in 1990 San Francisco homicide arrested. Thousands of Santa Clara Kaiser patients have vaccine appointments cancelled. Instagram, Facebook and WhatsApp outage restored. Santa Clara University president on leave amid misconduct allegations. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. With schedule change denied, District 211 planning for normal 2021 to 2022 school year. Stafford, Goff welcome fresh starts after blockbuster trade. 86-year-old Schaumburg man charged with killing son dies in custody. Browns continue defensive makeover, at LB Walker from Colts. More Kane County schools moving to full in-person learning. State grants kick off Lake County roadwork season. Lombard welcomes its first recreational marijuana dispensary. COVID-19 update, 135,525 vaccinated, 12 more deaths, 2,380 new cases. Democrats pass resolution condemning Republican state lawmaker for attending January 6th rally. Illinois routes Drexel behind big gain from Coburn. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. New Denny Triangle high-rise set to be completed this year will feature Boeing 747, Trader Joe's. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 168.76 km, in New Zealand, March 19, 2021, 1850 to UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in China, March 19, 2021, 6:11 UTC, 190,000 people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, March 20th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in the news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Memorial Park's most famous regular, what former President George H.W. Bush meant to the park. Girls on the Run, 20 years of helping girls be their best. Don Julio's restaurant uses pure Pusis buns for this unique burger dish. 20/20 special murder in Atlanta to examine hate crimes against Asian Americans. 22 women have come forward over sexual misconduct allegations against Deshaun Watson, lawyer says. Watch ABC 13 and Texan Live's Game of the Week, Porter vs. New Caney. 6-year-old killed in Pasadena apartment over spilled water, police say. UFC officially lands event in May at Houston's Toyota Center. Houston in the Big Dance, number 2 Cougars start their tourney after number 16 Sioux wins in first 4. Chicago's vaccine angel is a 15-year-old freshman in high school. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Exclamation point, 3 Catch the blooming, little face flowers in budding this weekend. Hong Kong company revives movable type printing. Japanese pet shop creates emergency kit for dogs. IG visit Taiwan's Thousand Island Lake for a stunning photo op. Taipei urban camping market will unfold in April. Taiwan reports 6 more imported cases, tally at 1,004. Exclamation point, enjoy Insta-worthy tour in historical Tainan building. Exclamation point, Taiwan NGO wants to overcome stereotypes on migrant workers. CNN, Taiwan's salmon name change inspires U.S. social media users. Straw plating helps students become more focused, yet creative. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYC public school students have another chance to choose hybrid learning, thanks to new CDC guidelines. With a far-reaching education plan, Stringer proposes bold but costly reforms. Extra, we're about to face a plague of cicadas that's 17 years in the making. Sexual harassment laws strengthened by Cuomo may lead to his undoing. New data show New Yorkers from low-income neighborhoods are riding the subways at higher levels. Reports, Fed's Cuomo probe now includes COVID lawsuit shield and missing data. Manhattan drops charges against driver of $800K car who crashed his way through Midtown. Ask an epidemiologist, is New York reopening too fast? 1 year into pandemic, thousands of excluded workers are still begging for relief. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Indigenous communities in Mexico fight energy projects. A moral failure, billions of people with no access to clean drinking water. How technology reproduces and amplifies harassment and abuse of women journalists. Clean water vital for protecting those on the front line of climate change in post-pandemic world. UN sanitizes killings of children in armed conflicts. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did 12 GOP House members vote against medals for Capitol Police? Is there an NC-17 and R-rated version of MRS, Doubtfire? Plans solidify for 93rd Oscars, no Zoom, no sweatshirts. Biden eyes new goal after U.S. clears 100 shots since January 20th. Did Twitter suspend Marjorie Taylor Greene? Ringo calling, if he wants you to sing, who could say no? Did Biden say he liked colored folk and that Negroes shouldn't hold power? NCAA inequity raised in women's basketball weight training facilities. Greek police recover ancient statue of exceptional artwork. Did Biden fall on stairs to Air Force One? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Facts on the House gun bills. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Border officer smuggled drugs into prison for convicted killer boyfriend, feds. Fox News goes pro-weed after Biden staff crackdown. New Proud Boys busted for Capitol riot have wild police ties. Woman finally caught after double hit on 2 Israelis in a high-end Mexico City restaurant. Stephen Colbert blames Trump's Kung Flu racism for anti-Asian hate crimes. 4 Asian women shot and killed in Atlanta identified. Could pig royalty be the new Kardashians? Inside reality TV's wild new show. Biden's inaugural priest under investigation for impropriety in Santa Clara. White fragility is a disease, and it just killed 6 Asian women. These are the scouted staff's favorite mattresses out there. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Reddit investors adopt 3,500 gorillas in less than a week. Former NJ Governor Chris Christie joins Met's board of directors. Unruly NJ flyer forces plane to land mid-flight after attacking passengers, authorities. Accused Pete Davidson stalker allegedly barraged him with unwanted gifts. Number 2 editor at Teen Vogue is also heading for the exit. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Observe there's a new nova visible in Cassiopeia right now. The sky this week. Welcome, spring. It's the vernal equinox. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. New Florida invasive species is a 10-foot-long river monster. Asteroid the size of the Golden Gate Bridge to zoom by Earth. Climate facts are back on the EPA website. U.S. is expected to reach Biden's coronavirus vaccination goal. Toronto outbreak leaves trail of destruction across South. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. While reporters detained in post-coup Myanmar's nations condemn military's abhorrent actions. De Blasio, Governor Cuomo is central part of Albany corruption. He called us mingle mamas. Current Cuomo aide comes forward with new sexual harassment claims. Jimmy Kimmel suggests making Trump wax statue a pieta since people keeping hitting it. Mayor de Blasio says Cuomo obsessed with hand size, questions if he could throw darts. Prominent Brazilian politician is country's 3rd senator to die of COVID. Biden trips 3 times while boarding Air Force One. NYC controller Stringer wants 2 teachers in every elementary class, attacks Yang on schools. Pennsylvania prosecutor demoted for working second job as DoorDash delivery man. The following headlines are from military.com. Some troops see Capitol riot, BLM protests as similar threats, top enlisted leader says. Short on details, lawmakers grill Navy, Marine leaders on big plans for drone ships. Army investigating second set of skeletal remains found on Fort Bliss. Congress passes sweeping new rule allowing VA to vaccinate all veterans, spouses. Marine who risked his life in Korean War awarded Silver Star on his 89th birthday. 5 months in, new VA health record system is next level frustrating. Lawmaker urges VA to take away benefits of vets who assaulted Capitol. Trials delayed for 2 Marine raiders, Navy corpsman charged in Green Beret's death. Republicans rebuke call from 50 Democrats to gut Department of Defense spending. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, state expands COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to additional workers, officials report 135,525 doses administered, 2,380 new cases and 12 more deaths. Fewer than 1/4 of CPS students eligible to return to schools have attended classes in person. Watch Live, Lightfoot delivers address to acknowledge 1-year anniversary of COVID-19 in Chicago. Illinois expanding COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to workers including higher education and government staff, media and religious leaders. Riverdale man dies in fatal hit and run in Lansing, motorist arrested. Loretto Hospital executives reprimanded amid fallout over improper vaccinations at Trump Tower, already lambasts hospital for seemingly prioritizing well-connected people. Wisconsin man charged in fatal Lake County crash, sheriff blames on ego mixed with road rage. Pritzker names Navy vet to take over state VA following criticism of department's handling of COVID-19 outbreak at LaSalle home. The Spin, Lightfoot to speak on pandemic hitting 1-year mark in Chicago. Kwame Raoul gets vaccine in hopes of combating hesitancy. Legislature rebukes State Rep Miller. Another hopeful says she'll challenge Kinzinger. Here's what you need to know about COVID-19 vaccines in Illinois. The following headlines are from phys.org. New study shows microplastics turn into hubs for pathogens, antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Chemists use supercomputers to understand solvents. Building tough 3D nanomaterials with DNA. Technique based on artificial intelligence permits automation of crop seed analysis. Plasmonic tweezers, for nanoscale optical trapping and beyond. Tropical species are moving northward as winters warm. Looking at optical photoresonances under a new light. Researchers design a biological device capable of computing by printing cells on paper. Solving barren plateaus is the key to quantum machine learning. A single molecule electrical approach for amino acid detection and chirality recognition. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, March 20th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Are kids who abuse animals destined to become serial killers? Earth has been hiding a 5th layer in its inner core. How ancient deer lost their legs and became whales. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Number 8 seed Loyola holds off number 9 seed Georgia Tech, 71-60. Bengals cut Atkins, add to offensive, defensive lines. Guest lineups for the Sunday news shows. Report card, Bob Condotta grades the Seahawks' first week of NFL free agency. Pierce County Sheriff Ed Troyer faces calls for resignation over confrontation with black newspaper carrier. UConn video coordinator thrust into role of assistant coach. Targeting cybersecurity with next generation, Washington grown talent. Monaco wins at St. Etienne 4-0 to pressure PSG and Lyon. Fekir's superb solo effort helps Betis beat Levant 2-0. Education, cancel standardized tests. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Appeals court rejects defendant's argument that victim fell on knife, upholds murder conviction in Richmond stabbing. Tommy John surgery for SF Giants bullpen candidate. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris offering solace to grieving Asian Americans. Condor lays egg in tree burned in Big Sur fire. Answers for A's fans frustrated with game ticket purchase process. Tesla cars banned from Chinese military complexes. COVID, the pandemic almost didn't happen, a new genetic study shows. 4 more women file sex assault lawsuits against Texans QB Watson. 4 men linked to Proud Boys charged in plot to attack Capitol. Developer who wants to build in South Antioch say Measure T is not valid. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Court strikes down evidence in lawsuit gathered with drones. Deal says city would report officer resigned voluntarily. Minnesota officials link variant to recent rise in cases. Chris Christie joins Met's board of directors under Cohen. An all-hands moment, GOP rallies behind voting limits. XLSU officials sought to testify about misconduct report. White House says 5 staffers out due to past marijuana use. First case of South African variant identified in Mississippi. Federal relief delays tax break for California businesses. Cleaver denounces racism after Atlanta area killings. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Medicare for All just got a massive boost. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. CU cancer researcher wins 2 awards to study drug-resistant cancer cells. Study, older multiple myeloma patients can be spared of long-term steroids. Reactive boride infusion stabilizes new-rich cathodes for lithium-ion batteries. New antibiotic clears multi-drug-resistant gonorrhea in mice in single dose. 80% of Spanish health professionals were willing to be vaccinated during the second COVID-19 wave. Hidden genetic defects contain real risks for serious diseases. COVID-19 transmission rare in schools with masking, distancing, contact tracing. In pandemic, potentially avoidable hospitalizations for non-COVID conditions fell more among whites. Tropical species are moving northward in U.S. as winters warm. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Friday's high school basketball scores. Songs of hope and soul from a fellow West Sider. Pritzker, rebuke of GOP legislator for January 6 rhetoric right thing to do, even if it won't make him mend his ways. Loretto hospital leaders deserve more than a harsh reprimand for misuse of COVID shots. 2 killed in Rigton Park crash. 73% of students who opted in now showing up for in-person classes, CPS says, but vast majority remain home. New York Times, current aide accuses Cuomo of sex harassment. Governor Pritzker makes his case for success. Why I'm serious about keeping parking meters away from Montrose Harbor. Pope Francis gave every child of God hope, and now he has let them down. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Where to find a sample ballot for the upcoming St. Louis mayoral election. Video, the last thing Luther Hall's camera captured before his police beating. Jalbaan launches fundraiser for Asian American groups after Atlanta shooting. Easy power plant review, legit DIY generator blueprint. Renew reviews, does yoga burn deep sleep supplement work? The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Detroit's Anchor Bar reopens with revamped menu. Joe Biden's White House has reefer madness. Debut album from Metro Detroit's Kate Hino Trio harnesses closeness amid disconnection. Michigan increases capacity limits at outdoor stadiums despite rise in COVID-19 cases. Republican consultant resigns from City of Warren amid investigation into Fouts' appointment. COVID-19 cases are rising again in Michigan. Why? You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. 4 more women sue Texans QB Deshaun Watson over alleged sexual assault. Openings and closings. Ramen Tatsu Yadine returns, Homestead Heights in April. Journey inward toward peace with Houston Chamber Choir. 4 more thoughts on the Deshaun Watson lawsuit tidal wave. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, date night, a barbecue team-up and 10-year anniversaries. Houston Grand Opera explores Spanish music in a special premiere. Richie Furay still delivering country rock after 50-plus years. The next headlines are about world records making news. Here's how one Laval resident spent quarantine in 2020, breaking a world record, Montreal Gazette. Perry Heights Middle School tries setting fidget spinner record. 14 News WFIE Evansville. Barefoot sprinter races on frozen lake, sets unofficial world record, The Weather Network. Mattress retail chain creates record-breaking mattress stack at company's national conference, Guinness World Records. Foo Fighters extend record for most number 1s on rock and alternative airplay chart, Billboard. BTS set another world record this week, thanks to the 2021 Kids' Choice Awards, Billboard. 7th grader breaks world record for free throws in 1 minute, UPI News. The Kraft Irish Whiskey Company sets the record for the world's most expensive whiskey collection in partnership with Faberg, PR Newswire. A sweet cherry is the heaviest in the world according to the Guinness World Records, Uric Alert. Sebco says shoe design may lead to world records at this year's Olympics, Runners World, UK. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Your house key, researchers are working on a way to hack it. This cheap cherry ergonomic keyboard is comfy as hell. Report, Biden admin punishing dozens of staffers for prior weed use. The truth about the zombie movie Past site is that it's all very stupid. The 10 best deals of March 19, 2021. We have to talk about Justice League's hot dog moment. Researchers have figured out a way to stop people from sharing misinformation. This Mars bar rover will chase you around a store and tempt you to buy candy. The oil and gas industry is fighting North Face for some reason. I've waited so long to see the OnePlus smartwatch and, well, there it is. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Makadani in South Africa at 109.22 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Dome Cii in Antarctica at minus 88.78 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 67.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Falcon and Winter Soldier series premiere, more of Disney Plus's slow burn status quo. Zuckerberg, Facebook could be in stronger position after Apple tracking change. Alkaline real water linked to liver failure in kids, and reports are rising. LOL Garamond sucks, say federal judges. Cricket fully abandons plans to make device owners pay subscription fee. Under pressure, CDC drops school spacing to 3 feet in many classrooms. Chinese military restricts use of Teslas over security concerns. Here are 5 questions we would ask the nominee for NASA administrator. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Zero COVID, ensuring low cases is necessary even if eradication is impossible. Kamala Harris speaks out after Atlanta shootings, racism is real in America. COVID outbreak at Mar-a-Lago shuts down part of Trump's resort, report. Andrew Cuomo accused of sexually harassing current aide, in both English and Italian, report. A new study sheds light on why dogs understand us. I'm running against Ken Paxton, civil rights lawyer Lee Merritt announces bid for Texas AG. Overworked U.S. bankers plead for maximum 80 hours work week. Proud Boy declared cops are the primary threat on morning of insurrection, report. Trump, Jr. declared devoid of anything resembling judgment after violent meme about Joe Biden. Watch, Tony Perkins declares Biden's policies are from the pit of hell. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Federal judge smears the press, a threat to a viable democracy. Massage parlor workers say policing isn't the answer to the violence they face. The arrest of an ex-Florida state senator hints at a broader dark money scheme. More than 100,000 kids could show up alone at our border this year. What's going on? More sounds from Mars. Can an oversight board created by Facebook actually fix the company's failings? COVID relief efforts want to offer citizenship to essential workers, but this group is falling through the cracks. The grassroots activists who protected San Francisco's most vulnerable, and the city, from COVID. Police unions have enormous war chests to defend officers like Derek Chauvin. Wall Street may finally be taking climate change seriously. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. What to expect when you're expecting a signal from space, CTV News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Pain induces stable, active microcircuits in the somatosensory cortex that provide a therapeutic target. Science advances. Living through lockdown has strengthened our brains and made us more resilient. This is how, in news. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, March 20th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Jet interceptors chase UFOs in DC skies. UFO Chronicle 1952. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno@xenomails2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.